I just discovered how you can systematize social media content creation in minutes using AI, all without AI slop. I'm going to be real, all those completely automate your marketing with AI workflows are useless. You're still manually grinding content because those one-shot automation promises never deliver. It's because AI does not make anything with taste and creativity. It makes things based on probability. It cannot one-shot your copy, content, or scripts. Now, bad AI outputs aren't saving you time, they're wasting more time because you're fixing slop instead of creating good content. That's why in this video, we're using systematic prompting. We're having AI work with us throughout the process as a thinking partner instead of trying to one-shot everything. The prompts have built-in constraints that prevent AI slop and force AI to work in modules for each part of the process, so you can make changes as you go. Then, since we did the hard work, we're going to use AI to completely repurpose the content by just adding white space and structure, and then help us turn it into images. So first, we need to start making context profiles for our business, customer persona, and brand voice. If you're new to this channel and want to add detailed context into AI, you can get my full context guide in the description for free. All right, first we need to actually make the content we're going to repurpose. I've found that unless you fine-tune the AI, it shouldn't write any of your script contents. Instead, have the AI be a co-pilot that helps you ideate. Make it talk to you conversationally to get ideas flowing if you're stuck. That way you can remove the ideation, research, and writer's block bottleneck and actually get to writing, which is the easiest part. So I built this Claude Artifact prompt that makes content creation easier with AI through this canvas interface. You just import the skill from my WAP and ask it to execute. The different script components are represented as blocks and are color-coded based on whether they're part of the hook, lead, body, or CTA. You can drag them around, expand them, and write inside them. When you click on a component, it triggers the AI on the sidebar that you can talk to about that specific block. If you fill in a card, it can reference it in the chat. Now, I'm just going to quickly go over how you can repurpose it to multiple platforms. If you want a more detailed guide, watch my video on how to automate marketing. Since this is just a demo, I already have a script ready on this Notion page. Then, as I talked about in my last video, we just paste this prompt from the comments into the agent. But make sure you reference your context profiles database and your script page. And sheesh, it just repurposed the script to a bunch of different platforms. By the way, we are letting AI write here because we did the heavy lifting by writing the original script. Now, in order to generate images through Claude, you need to set up the Kie AI MCP server. Kie is just a platform that lets you access different AI models like Sora 2, Nano Banana, and Veo 3.1 for cheap through the API. This lets Claude send image or video generation requests. If you want to set this up, first we're going to go to this repository and copy this MCP code that lets Claude access Kie AI. By the way, you can also use this MCP to have Claude make Sora 2 videos. Now go to Claude Developer Tools, then Edit Config. Paste the code we copied into the file. Now go to Kie AI, make an API key, and add in like $5. And now we just go back to the config file and paste the API key here. That's it. Now just import the Claude image generation skill from my WAP and just tell Claude to execute the skill. All right, now I'm just going to copy the long form script from this Notion page and paste it into Claude. And it's just going to ask me some questions for more context on the images. This is what I mean by having AI work with you. A lot of automations will abstract this process away, and it's why the outputs are sloppy. The AI won't make the image until you're happy with your request. Now it's going to ask you for some business context, so make sure to add your context profiles or set up the context skill from the context guide earlier. All right, now it made an image prompt and it's sent it over to Kie AI. And it's going to ask to check the image status, but you should wait 30 seconds to a minute for the image to actually finish. And boom, we just generated an image through Claude. And the best thing about doing it through Claude like this is I can just suggest some changes here. So I'm going to tell it to remove the white background and the header. And it honestly looks pretty good. Sometimes the text might get a bit messed up though, so if this happens, just finish it off in Canva. If you've been trying to automate content creation with AI, you know exactly how much time you're bleeding because of generic outputs. The reality is AI is not as new as before. Marketers know AI, but they are all drowning in slop. Top content creators bought back freedom and time because they are using systematic prompting to scale content production while staying lean. So, if you want all of these prompts, guides, and context schemas, join my WAP in the description. You guys are marketers, not prompters. These are tried and tested systematic prompt packs that you can plug in and deploy whenever you want. It's guaranteed to make your content creation workflow more efficient or your money back. Thanks for watching. Peace.